notice what it feels like as you open away from your finger and thumb. And are any of the fingers different? Is there one that feels like lumpy bumpy, or one that feels really smooth and graceful? Is one easier? Is one, do other fingers want to come along? Is it, there's so many different places you can put your attention. And let's stop that. And maybe just go back to looking at both of your hands again and just check in. Maybe there's a difference. I mean, this was a very small exploration, but does one hand feel different than the other? Maybe in terms of temperature or width or length, or I don't want to tell you how you might feel, but there's so many different ways we can experience attention. And with
I feel a lot more
heat
that we were paying attention to. Particularly on like this sort of upper surface, which is kind of where most of the touch was.
Yeah, so like heat on the surface, yeah. Anyone else have something that maybe that's interesting that they noticed?
It's a lot bigger.
Okay, your hand feels bigger.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It reminds me just of our exercise where the mind go, chi goes.
Oh,
so this
yeah.
is the sensation of chi.
Yeah.
A lot more power in that hand now. Like.
Ooh, that's
just kind of
interesting.
going,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, well, in this group, especially with so many different modalities represented, like we all have our own lens of how we experience things as well. So I had to feel like it's like, ooh, someone's going to talk about energy, or someone might, like there's so many different ways that we experience the world. So that's really interesting. So the energy or the chi, you could feel more in that hand. Yeah.
Yeah, and if I close my eyes, this feels like it's this big, and this one's just.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Skeletal.
So what happened? I mean, if anyone else, like you guys don't have to say anything, but yeah.
I was thinking lighter and darker.
Ooh, interesting, lighter and darker. I love that. Yeah, the difference.
Yeah.
And actually, it's not as if like I'm looking for you to have the answer, right? I don't know what the answer is, and it actually doesn't matter. I mean, assuming there's not more pain or something, like we don't want that. But the key point is noticing a difference, is noticing. So someone might say, I feel fuller, or I feel taller, or I feel shorter, or I feel flatter, or I feel looser, or I feel high. Like it could be anything, but when you start to perceive differences, that's your brain making neural connections. It's pathways. And so then back to like the conditions, there were others sprinkled in there, but I talked about slow and gentle. So what's the deal with that, right? Why slow? Why gentle? Because we're always told, we know we're supposed to slow down, right? We know we're supposed to be chill or calm, but what does that do? So slow catches the brain's attention, right? So when we go fast, we can only do what we already know. So we just go back to habits, like boom, boom, boom. This is what I already know. This is what I'm wired to do. So to do something new, we have to slow down so that we can catch the brain's attention. The brain can go, oh, we're doing this or that, right? We can start to have a say in that because our brain is now going, oh, huh. So that's super important. And that could be in your life anywhere. And then the idea of gentle, or you can say subtle, or ease, that amplifies the experience for your brain. And now that might seem counterintuitive, but remember how I had you press hard and feel something. Were you able to feel more when you reduced the force? Like for me, it's like, oh yeah, there's a vein popping up a little bit, or like, I can feel the texture of my knuckles more clearly or whatever. But reducing the force actually amplifies, as if your brain's like, what, right? It starts to really kind of look for something because you've reduced. There's not so much noise.